Hi there guys, today we're looking at the Nighthaunt Warcry box, so let's make it up and take a look. Okay, so just before we get into the models, I just want to tell you that I cross-checked all of these cards with the card packs that came out last year and the information in the Tome of Champions, and nothing has changed, everything is just the same. Now, I'll just quickly run through the cards that came in the box that don't include models that came in this box. Okay, so we've got the Dread Warden, and I'll go through his abilities in a minute, but basically movement of 5, toughness 4, 16 wounds, so pretty not particularly healthy or that, but he's got great abilities which I'll go through in a minute. So range 1, 3 hits on a strength 3, 2 and 4 damage. Fair enough. These are the chain rasps, so these are the cheap dudes, only 80 points each. So they move 5, which is good, only 8 wounds and toughness of 4. Range of 1, 3 hits on a strength 3, 1 and 2 damage, so not a great deal there. And then we've got the Spirit Hosts, which are pretty meh in Age of Sigmar, but they absolutely rock in Warcry. So 30 wounds, 5 movement and 5 toughness. 6 attacks on strength 3, doing 1 and 4 damage. Right, okay, so let's look through our guys. We will start with the Extoller of Shyish. Now this model was an optional build, so we could have had either 5 Grimghast Reapers or 4 and this guy. And let's have a look at his stats. So cost 195, 6 movement, 5 toughness and 20 wounds, which isn't too bad. Range of 2. Attacks with 3 dice on a strength 3, doing 2 and 4 damage. Next up, we've got the Glaive Reef Stalkers, with these messed up horses sort of dudes. But they're cool models. I think anyone who's played a fair bit of Warcry will have come up against the Nighthaunt at some point. They do seem to be fairly common out there. Okay, so that's them. So they move 5, a toughness of 5, 10 wounds, 2-inch range, 3 attacks with strength 3, 1 and 3 damage. So not bad. And then we'll have a look at the Grimghast Reapers. These guys are cool. Spindly as hell though. These will be a crumbling mess in the bottom of my bag at some point soon, I'm sure. But yeah, there's that one. Number 3. And number 4. Okay, so let's have a look at these guys. So they cost 135 each, 10 wounds, 5 toughness, 6 movement, 2-inch range, 3 dice with strength of 3 and a 1 and 4 damage. It deals out. And then finally we've got the Mourn Banshees, which are new. So you're new to Warcry, so these weren't included in the card packs that came out last year. And they are not in the Tome of Champions. So they are nice. I think I've done that right. Cool. Okay. So let's have a look. 145 points each. 6 movement, 5 toughness, 10 wounds. 1-inch range, 3 hits on strength 4, 2 and 4 damage. Okay, that's cool. Right, so let's take a look at the abilities. Okay, so we've got Aura of Dread, which so this can be used by any Nighthaunt model. Pick a visible enemy fighter within a number of inches of this fighter equal to the value of the ability. Till the end of the battle round, subtract 1 from the strength characteristic to a minimum of 1 of attack actions made by that fighter. Fighter can only be targeted once per battle round by this ability. Okay, so that's a good one. Then we've got Soul Marked Prey, which can be utilised by the Grimghast Reapers, the Extoller of Shyish, oh no, not the Extoller of Shyish. So this can be used by the Grimghast Reaper, and that's it. Pick a visible enemy fighter within 3 inches of this fighter with 1 or more damage points allocated to them. Till the end of the battle round, add 1 to the strength characteristic for attack actions made by friendly fighters that target this fighter. The fighter cannot be picked to be the target of this ability more than once per battle round. Okay. Then we've got Frightful Touch. Frightful Touch. This really is frightful. Frightful Touch. Until the end of this fighter's activation, count each hit from attack actions made by them as a critical hit. He'll do 4 damage for each one, regardless of if it's a crit or not. So that's a really powerful ability, and it's only a triple as well, so that's a really good one. Okay, next we've got Chilling Horde. So this can be used by the Chain Rasps and the Dread Warden. A fighter can use this ability only if there's a visible friendly fighter with the minion rune mark within 3 inches of them. So that is Chain Rasps and the Dread Warden. Add 1 to the attacks characteristic of attack actions made by this fighter until the end of their activation. So it's +1 to attacks. Okay, then we've got a triple, which is Spectral Summon, which can be used by the Dread Warden, the Extoller of Shyish, and that's it. Pick a friendly fighter that has been taken down. Set up that fighter once more on the battlefield, wholly within 3 inches of this fighter. The fighter set up on the battlefield no longer counts as being taken down. Remove a number of damage points allocated to that fighter equal to the value of this ability. So basically he can bring back a fighter. If he was to take back a Glaive Reef Stalker and the value of that ability was a 555, he'd come back with only 5 wounds, so 5 out of 10. So that's a really good one. So that is brilliant. And then finally, we've got the quad ability, Reaped Like Corn. And that is available to the Grimghast Reapers. Just the Grimghast Reapers. Allocate a number of damage points equal to the value of this ability to all visible enemy fighters within 3 inches of this fighter. So that is an incredible one. So if he's right in amongst the action, any fighters within 3 inches will take damage to the value of the ability. Now, it's not just enemy fighters, so there will be some friendly fire in there as well. So that is a great ability. So potentially you could do 6 damage to a whole load of your enemies. So that's really good. Now, one other thing I want to look at, and this is great, new tokens. So these tokens are, I believe they are basically for the death factions. So they've got a nice purple hue instead of red. The destruction factions have got green, and I believe the Stormcast Eternals, I think theirs is yellow, but I can't remember. But you will have to stay tuned to find out, because I'll be doing a review of those in the next day or so. So, what do I think of the Nighthaunt? Well, I've played against them a number of times from when the card pack came out last year, albeit with no Mourn Banshees. And it's probably 50-50 as to whether I win or not. So I've played against the Nighthaunt a number of times, obviously without my Mourn Banshees. The times when I've played against them, when I was playing with Cypher Lords, I probably lost maybe 50-50 on that one. And in the times that I played against them with Daughters of Cain, I think I had some more luck. They are a good warband and they've got some great abilities. So the actual fighters themselves aren't particularly great, but they are backed up by some great abilities. But obviously you need the luck of the roll to get those. If you want to do Nighthaunt, you'll definitely want to get some Spirit Hosts. You will also want some Chain Rasps as well. Only a cost of 80 per unit. You know, they can fill the battlefield out. They'll certainly help for any objective-based scenarios that you want to play. In terms of the models we've got here, we have got some good ones. So for the vast majority, we've got a 2-inch range. Wounds-wise, they're not particularly great. The Extoller's a bit better with 20. The rest have got 10. Movements of 5s and 6s, which is pretty good. Now, where I think they struggle is the number of attacks they make. So all of these fighters only make 3. And if you were to look at that, is sorted out immediately with the Spirit Hosts, who do 6 if you buy them. But the Chain Rasps and the Dread Warden don't get much better either. Having said that, it is a solid warband. Many of you will already have these models. They're all from the Soul Wars box. I believe they're all from the Soul Wars box anyway. So lots of you will have enough to field a warband anyway. But yeah, I think they're pretty good. I probably won't be playing them in the future because I don't have a great deal of interest in the Nighthaunt really. I know a lot of people do run them, and they do have a certain amount of victory when they're played. Okay guys, well thanks for watching that. So don't forget, Stormcast Eternal's up next. Then I'll be going through all of the card packs that were released a few weeks ago and doing reviews on all of those. So I'll be going through all of the abilities, all of the stats and that kind of thing for those as well. So if you're interested in seeing any of that stuff, be sure to subscribe and I'll see you soon. Thanks guys.